music in the beginning, but here there's no music, so you can sing.
I didn't know. I have nothing to
Hi,
play because I'm on my
everybody.
phone.
Hello. My name is Pratibha, and I was born in India, but that's not why we're here. We're here.
Cannot wait. Cannot
Get off
wait to see how this
live.
is gonna go.
Get off live.
Oh
You
my
are
god.
here tuning in to Chai Together, my child, my baby, my product of the product. We are here today to speak with Miss Carrie Crosby, my
Hey,
friend, my homie, my 1111. Do you want to explain that to them?
me. I
Yeah,
think you actually started that though. It was just something I
yeah.
always did, so I caught on immediately. But everybody says,
I
you
got
see 1111,
I
make a
got my
wish.
chai. I got my
Oh man, I
chai.
should have got my.
Literally, I
I
made my
didn't get
chai.
my.
Indian masala chai. Got the cinnamon, got the cloves, got the black pepper, got the black clove, fennel seeds,
Oh,
brown sugar,
fennel. You had
ginger.
me till fennel. You had me until fennel.
You look
Mm-mm.
like fennel.
No, no. You know what? I do look like a piece of fennel.
Yo, we need to get to talking. Oh Lord.
Okay.
Somebody said,
Okay.
I'm gonna get off of here. They laughing.
I don't know anything better than laughing. So that's,
I need
it is
this.
what it is.
I need this
Yeah.
laughter right now. I need to laugh more. We need to have more fun, especially since COVID. Like, when I went to Les's event right on Saturday, I was like, that was fun. Like, I hadn't had that much fun, in a long time. Like, what the
Right,
heck?
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
It was
I
amazing.
feel you.
Yeah, but let me share your bio now with the viewers. So,
Okay.
Carrie Irene, excuse me, Crosby is the founder and CEO of ATBA Impact Group. Hi! ATBA stands for Able to Be Able. Well, damn, because she believes that we all are able to be able. Carrie is passionate about individual and collective growth and assisting in the cultivation of the unique connection to a divine purpose that we all embody. I like that word. Through the power of candid conversations, Carrie creates a space for individuals to share their story and give their voice power. She promotes the appreciation, stimulation, and cultivation of humankind through her coaching services, where she helps her clients bring their ideas to life. ICF, Certified Creative Development Coach, is her title. Ooh, ooh, ooh. She said, Fire team here. Thank you so much for joining.
Woo, what's up, Adalia?
Thank you for pronouncing her name. I was going to
It's
ask.
Adalia.
Dahlia. Okay, awesome. I want to ask you, did you go to get certified at a specific institution? The
I
ICF?
did.
Yeah.
Yes, they call the I Can't Coaching Life Coaching Institute. The owner is Toy Addington. She's actually
Mhm.
having one last class coming up this in September,
Oh,
so
wow.
or October. I can't remember the exact dates, but I'll put the link in the comments. It's actually on my. It should be still on my story
Hmm.
where I post about it. The flyer, but it's on Facebook. You can find it under Girlie Marie, Girlie Marie. So she's
Wow.
awesome, and then, a lot of coaches will certify you, a lot of schools will certify you, but they're not ICF accredited.
Hmm.
And we all know that it's not necessary to be accredited in order to coach. You don't have to
Hmm.
have a certification, but it goes a long way to help you keep accountable. Because not only do you get that certification that a lot of people look for, but you also get a whole network of people who are doing the same things, have like minds, and you can bounce things off of. So she just had a retreat just past, it was July 29th through August 2nd, I believe. And a lot of people from her coaching school and her coaching accreditation
Wow.
actually came together in a house in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was absolutely amazing. So you don't just get certification, you get like a whole community and whole family that just supports you and understands like what you're going through because they're in the same industry.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
I like that long term. And you guys still keep in touch now? Like it's not where you're kicked out of
Yes.
the group or something?
Well, we all knew each other before then. This
Yeah.
was something just to bring everybody together periodically so we can actually fellowship, not just, oh,
Mhm.
girl, let me tell you about this client, or how do I do this, or how do I scale this. This is for us to come and really let our hairs down
Mhm.
and then also fine tune our skills, because there were also spaces for different coaches to present what they do, what their specialty is. Coaches need coaches. So, I may be helping someone over here with bringing their ideas to life, but I may need a coach for accountability on my structure, on my
Mm.
systems, on my finances. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because everybody does something different. So, in that environment, it's very nice because there's no competition. It's just a lot of collaboration.
How'd you come across, like, what made you choose her?
I actually met her at Lisa Nichols' conference in
Woo!
2019. Woo, 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 woo. Speaking right to make millions. Encore, honey. So that's where I met not most of, all of the tribe members that I have now was either there or residuals of being there. So, like, I
Mm.
mean, it's been absolutely amazing. But I remember seeing her before we went, because you know how Lisa always does the private Facebook group before you move into the space
Mm.
of going to the event. And she was one of the only ones that I saw in there that actually talked about coaching a lot. And I was just like, what is coaching? Like, what does she coach? Like,
Wow.
is she, what I mean? I'm thinking sports, or, what I'm saying? But I was like, life coaching. Then I started thinking, who the hell needs to coach on living their life? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, how miserable or out unorganized is your life that you need a life coach? Like, get it together. You know how we put
Yeah.
people like down or whatever. Oh, they must be weak. Like, they must be just weak.
Wow.
But coaching is nothing but an elevated friend that specifically zones in on you. Like when you go to your friends and you call them, you don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know if the baby
Mm.
crying, or 10 more people called before you did and they're exhausted and they don't want to talk
Mhm.
right now. But a coach is something that is accountability. You can also hold them accountable because you're paying them, first of all, for their service. And so that
Mhm.
their service is to completely and utterly focus and give you their attention. And that
Wow.
alone is worth all of it. So, just learning what a coach was from seeing her, and then seeing how she shakes and moves, because she's went through the coaching space. Now she's in a space where she certifies people to become coaches and help them to
Mm.
hone in on their craft. So I just like the way she moved to shake. I like what she was doing. So that's where
Wow.
it fit. And I did have other coaches before that. I had a brand strategist. I had a book coach. I went to Ignite. I met up with Lisa Nichols.
Mm.
I did all that, but I needed someone
Yeah.
I could relate to in my language, on my level. That I didn't have to do this
Yes.
to, but I still look up to. You know, and it was perfect.
Yeah. For me, I like Michael for that.
Yeah, yeah. Baptiste,
Michael,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
he's
How'd
another
you
one.
discover
Yeah.
him? How'd you discover Michael?
You put us in a
Me?
group chat together.
Oh. I'm
Oh
so
my
I
God.
I just don't be remember, like, I don't remember. It's just so many times, so many people.
Right? You just keep moving and shaking. That's how you do
I
it,
was
though.
like,
And that's
I
that's
really
how
had no
dynasties are
idea.
made.
When you were on the
Yeah.
call, I was like, oh, she knows him too. Like, I thought you already knew him from before. Like, girl, you
No.
know how fast my life moves. I'm just like, what?
Right, right. I'm talking about I'm gonna come see you. You're like, no, you're not. Not down there, you're not.
I'm not
I
here.
don't even know where you are. I
That's how I felt when you were on the trip. You're like, oh no, we already left there. Now we knew. No, we left.
I
No, now we. What the hell? Like, you didn't give me no time.
Right. It
I
is
don't
what
know,
it is.
but I definitely agree with you have to like your coach and be more
Hmm.
personable, and like your coach has to know themselves, I feel. And it's so interesting. There's so many coaches out here. Hey, Jules.
Yeah.
Oh, he on YouTube.
Hello.
Like that pic. Um, yeah, like, it's so many coaches out here. Like, what are your thoughts on that? The picture of that bread meme where there's like so many different varieties of bread, but people in abundance, like people will still use your services. There's so
Yeah.
many coaches on our platforms, and
Hmm.
but it's like I don't know who's competing. I'm not, like I know what I
Right.
do. This is my niche, right? Try together
Right.
and stuff. So it's interesting, but do you like what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like there are people who are competitive or, but I'm
Of
not with those
course. Of course.
vibrations.
Right. Of course, there's always going anything that the brain can think of. There's somebody out there
Mm,
doing it. So obviously, there's somebody out there doing it. But
yeah,
what I like to focus on is the client or the customer or the partnerships that's being built by the people who need accountability in whatever area that is. So
that's right.
basically, how you figure out which coach you need is you figure out what you need first or what feeling you want to produce. So just like you're talking about the different types of bread, if a client is looking or an individual is looking for a coach of any magnitude or for any reason, whatever the reason is, they first need to figure out what their taste is, right? So some people don't like the way wheat bread tastes versus potato bread
Yeah,
versus
nah.
flour bread versus Hawaiian bread versus bagels or buns or biscuits. You got to figure out what you like because I love bread, but I don't like all types of bread. I don't like rye bread because of phenol. You know what I mean? We all have a certain taste. So first you got to figure out what your taste is, what your style is. Because some coaches use PDFs and PowerPoints and stuff. Coaches like me, I got some paper, I got a pen, and we're gonna talk. You know,
I remember
that's what
that.
I got for you. Right. That's what I
We did
got for
that
you
our
for my
first
one-on-one.
call.
Right. Exactly. And 2 pages a note later, we're still in communication with each other
It's
because I
old
researched the
school.
people. Yeah, old school. And
It's
it's
old
it's, it's
school
just my
that works.
form of research. Absolutely. So you got to know your flavor, like what your coaches do, what their tactics are, make sure that works with you.
Right.
And then secondly, you got to figure out, there's some people that are allergic to gluten. So they may love bread, but they can't eat bread that has gluten in it. That to me translates into what are your triggers?
Mm,
If your coach is going to do certain things or talk to you in a certain way or communicate in a certain way that triggers you, then that's not your coach.
that's right.
That is why there's so many coaches. A lot of them doing the same thing or in the same niche. It's because we're all different. Not only is the clients different what they need, but the coaches are different. Me and you can be the same. You can be a creative development coach. I can be a creative development coach. We have the same prices. We have the same vision and mission. But you cannot serve my customer. I
No,
cannot serve your customer because it's
no.
not what was meant to be our customer. So, and we have to be confident in that. What is mine is mine. And what I need to attract, I would attract. But the key component is just me being me. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, be yourself.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your journey, how you came up with the able to be able? Or
Yeah. Yeah. It actually started a long time ago because really able to be able, first of all, let me tell you exactly where the name came from. I was on a Zoom one day after speaking right with some people that I became really close, like actual friends with, not just associates.
yay.
It was 4 individuals on the Zoom, and we were talking about the first conference we would have. This was in 2020, and I had scheduled it for 2022. So, we're talking and we're dreaming and they're daydreaming and we're coming up with missions and visions and stuff. And Brother Raymel Bentley, who was a guest on your show previously as well, I call him the energy guy. I think I may be the only one, but I call him the energy guy. He said, because, in passing, he was just like, because, yeah, we're all able to be able. And I was like, what'd you say? I had never heard that phrase before. Yeah, I'm gonna have to plug my phone up. But I had never heard that term before, and I was like, "Where'd you get that? Did you make that up?" And he was like, "No, it's just something that people say." I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna start saying it." So I give you credit, but I'm totally stealing that, like
I
completely
never heard
stealing
that
that.
before. Like you told me to
Right?
take spiritual posture.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Nobody
Absolutely.
take that.
Right. But it's just these things that how we always say we always meet who we are. And at
Mm,
that time, I was looking for something to put into words, and I was trying to get across as far as what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. And it's
mm,
this the fact that I'm trying to show everyone that everybody is able to be able. We all can do something different, but we're still able. Like people are like, well, what about people in the hospital? They're still, if they're here, they're able. Well, what about when they die? What do you think the nutrients from the ground comes from? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We are all always able to do something. It's just a matter of appreciation and awareness. You got to appreciate what is, knowing that everything that shows up for you is for a reason. You also have to be in gratitude for who you are, because knowing that you are perfect for every situation you arrive at. So
wow.
we are all able to be able in any instance. And I feel like that really starts with having open conversations, just like the one we were having when we were daydreaming and visioning about the thing. So the reason why I really wanted to bring community together is because when I was growing up, I was just by myself a lot. It wasn't a neglecting. It wasn't a lack of love thing, because I've always felt like I had the perfect household, the perfect family. I remember my mom and dad arguing, and then later hearing them behind closed doors praying together. Like, there was always good system, structure, love, care in our home, but there was no communication of just them seeing me and knowing me, I felt like. Because my two brothers were 10 years older than me, so they always had something going on. Now, the interchange that we did have was amazing. They used to beat me up every Saturday when WWE came on. I used to go on their little dates and
I
embarrass them
remember.
in front of their little girls, all that stuff. But the majority of the time when I was trying to just be me, I was alone. My mom was always in school. My dad was a pastor, so he was always doing something for somebody, counseling at the hospital, at the nursing home, doing services, doing funerals, doing weddings. My mom had like degree after degree after degree, and
Wow.
then my sister was boy crazy, so she was always on the phone, like, get out of here, like all of that, the whole thing. So it was just always, I felt like in life it was a constant, just go over there. I'm here if you need me, but stay over there while I'm doing what I'm doing. So I had to just
Mm.
kind of form my own sense of attention, my own sense of care, my own sense of excitement, and in my own imagination of what was good. So as in my adult life, I found myself craving community, craving that
Aw.
attention that I didn't get growing up. So I started to become a chameleon. Anything anybody liked, I like it too. Because I'm like,
Mm.
I don't want to pick and choose, like, because I like it all. I am that type of person that wasn't lying to myself. But where the lie came in is why I was doing it. I wasn't doing it because I liked doing it. I was doing it because I wanted you to know that I liked doing it so you would see me and be my friend. And that was the difference. I wasn't doing it for me. I was just doing it so you would like me.
Mm.
So that just became a pattern of mine throughout the years. So, fast forward that to like probably 24, 25 years old, I found myself at a point in my life where I had been trying to do so many things to make myself acceptable and pleasing to other people that I started not to accept me, because I felt like at this point, I've been doing that for so long. How do I just be me? So this was the time that I was coming into my sexuality too. So my
Woo!
mom being, let me dab on him right quick. Boom. So, my dad's a pastor. My mom is the first lady. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, right? So
Lord.
I really honestly thought that it was better to kill myself than to be myself. Point blank.
Mm.
Because I just was just tired. Like, I'm tired of, doing all this stuff and really enjoying it just for you to still not see me, or for you to still not like me, or for you to leave me, or for you to do this. And in that moment, things transpire to me being at that point in my room, and my dad comes in and he sees me and I'm bleeding, but he doesn't know what to do because he can only give from the capacity of what he can give himself, and he left me there alone. And I think that he thought that he was invading on my privacy, or that he didn't know what to do because he didn't know what to, how to handle that type of thing, period. Parents can be a little skittish when it comes to dealing with their kids because they don't know what to do and they want to say, and they'd rather leave it alone than make it worse. So I accepted that. But what he really did for me, because for a long time I carried that thing, oh, he don't care. You know what I mean? He really just didn't even care that much to even try to save me, even if it would have fucked me up more. He didn't do enough to save me. But what I realized in my adult life is that what he did is he freed me to see me, because I, years later, have realized that he gave me the power to know that I could choose myself. I was the only one that needed to choose me. Because if I would have killed myself, I would have been doing it to put everybody else at ease for not having to deal with me, even myself. So because I was telling myself that I didn't want to deal with myself, I was projecting it out to everybody, and they didn't want to deal with me either. But when I chose myself that day, I started to attract people that were also in some ways choosing themselves. And then we were going on this journey together in life. And after Lisa Nichols' conference, it really showed me how there were so many things in the world that I didn't know about because I was too busy on thinking about what other people liked, what other people wanted to see, what other people wanted me to be. So then I realized that I was able to be able. I realized I can do something about this. And the only thing that can attract to me what's for me is the process of me getting to know me and being me. Because how can I attract something to me that is a result of me doing something someone else wanted me to do? Being something that someone else wanted me to be, saying things that someone else wanted to say, wearing what someone else wanted me to wear. All these things had to come from a place of me deciding to be me over and over and over and over again. And I didn't realize how able I was to do that. I didn't think that that would work. I thought I always had to look outside to see what others were doing in order to dictate how I was supposed to do or be or say. So I know it's a long explanation to explain, but I feel like it's necessary because the reason why I want everybody else to see how able they are is because that's the only way that I can express who I am. Because that's what I love to do. I love always consistently and constantly unfolding the layers of me, getting to know me better. The shadows, the darkness, the tears, the laughs, the cries, the memories, all of it. Bring it on. It's me. I would never deflect myself from myself again, because if I don't be myself, I can never meet the Patibas, I can never meet the Ray Mills, I can never meet the Michelle Hardys and the Angelique Johnsons and the on and on and on and on. I wouldn't know you guys because I wouldn't see you, because I didn't see me.
Wow. It's still emotional for you to talk about this? Do you talk about it often?
Oh yeah. I do talk about it often, but I talk about it to myself very often. I record myself a lot. I write a lot, which if you saw behind me, I'm setting up to write today because I haven't written in so long. But yeah, I just spend more time with myself, and I kind of go with the flow because I've noticed being me have attracted a lot of situations to me that I wouldn't have just chose for myself. And I've also known a lot of things that I chose for myself didn't work because I was choosing it from a place of pleasing, but not pleasing me and not pleasing my soul. It was from a place of trying to, like for instance, coaching. You got to advertise. A lot of people advertise to get business. I advertise to show people who I am. And like, okay, if this is cool with you, I know I can help you, because if we can meet energetically first, the rest is taken care of. Let's just let me exude you and see if what I'm exuding is a magnetism to you. And if you are drawn to me, contact me. But if you were put off by me, I may touch a trigger in you. Then we won't be a good fit. If I don't do systems the way you do them, if I'm writing and you're typing and that annoys you, then I'm not your coach. But if I set that standard up front, we can always move forward with success instead of trying to figure each other out just to get through the barrier of communication to help you, to exchange with you, to support you, to be your accountability partner. So, yeah. I just like being me all the time, unapologetically, not disrespectfully, but just filtering everything I do through love. So I know for a fact that if it hits somebody wrong, it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. I wouldn't be friends with you if you weren't you. I will pick up on that.
Right.
I don't like ingenuine
Right.
people. I don't do
Right.
fake
Right.
people.
Yeah.
I will let you know I don't like you.
Yeah, you're like, no.
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 And
Just
honestly,
no. It's
most
a
of
no
the
for
time,
me.
yeah, I don't bring on people on my show who I also don't attract and aren't friends with. I don't.
Right.
Like, we have to get along to be able to have a conversation. If you're already disrespectful or rude with me, you're not coming on my show. It's my show.
Right.
It's my decision.
Right. It's my show.
I don't care.
I don't know what to tell you. You can't come.
No, you can't. You filled out your
You
form.
can't
Sorry,
come.
that was last year. We not cool no more. So delete.
Moving along.
Moving along. If you don't get back to me, so I want to know that event when your dad walked in and saw the blood. Were you cutting yourself, like your wrists, or what were you doing?
I've actually at that moment my plan was to cut myself, but to be honest with you, at that point I had literally scratched myself that hard. Like, and I don't know if y'all know how pain works, but try to scratch your skin off. It's not a very easy thing to do. But it was something I don't know.
I've attempted when I was younger.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
an easy
laughing
thing
now
to do.
because
Because it's just like, girl, what was you doing? Like, what was you even doing?
I had only scratched it where it got like dry skin. Like, I hadn't like cut off Like, I don't even
Yeah.
think it could cut through. I don't know, but I didn't put that much pressure. I don't want to hurt myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, we're
Uh-huh.
so young, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
And it
like,
was yeah, and it was the determination for me because I really wanted to prepare myself and feel pain because like and this is my thoughts, trigger warning,
mm,
you know, for anybody who maybe have had any suicidal thoughts or ideology or anything like that. This is a full warning of a trigger. I knew that a clean cut would not be so painful and it would be an easy process. Because I would just get lightheaded, I would get faint, and I would fade away. I didn't want to fade away. I wanted to feel something as I went because I was going numb, so I wanted the last thing to at least be feeling. But that feeling woke me up. So, for me, trying to end my life is what saved it. Yeah.
mm. So you only had scratch. Did it bleed?
Oh yeah, it bled.
It was
It bled.
bleeding.
And now this is there. That's why I have this tattoo that I have here. It's actually my spirit animal,
I
a buck.
see. I'm getting my arm done
And
as well.
yeah. All right, let me show you. Let me try to turn the camera around. So this is a buck,
Yeah.
and it's like not just a buck, but it's the absence of the buck, and that's
Mm.
where it was. So I left that as my opening because I can always look at this, and it's very symbolic because there's evergreen trees in the front, and then there's the winter trees, the dead trees in the back. So I can only see this if I'm showing it as a reflection. Any other time, no matter how way I turn my arm, I can't see them because it's like let the dead bury the dead. That is the past. It will still always be a part of me. It's always there. But my focus is on the evergreen trees and my spirit. That's where
I
my
like
focus
that.
is. Every so often I get a glimpse of my past, but it's never my focus. Ever my focus.
I
Yeah.
like that. And you know what I'm getting? Branches and
What you
leaves.
get?
So we are friends. We have the same vibes. Nature on my
Good
body.
vibes. Yes, good vibes.
Girl, this is so funny. You can use the balloon. I have to fly away. Wait. You
Yeah.
can really see, like,
Uh-huh.
how do I show this?
I know
Like,
it's hard. It's hard. That's why I had to stand up. That's
my
why.
balloon. You can use it to fly away with hope.
Yeah, I can see
This
it
dreamer
there.
here. I just want to briefly say, and
Yeah.
then I'll get back to you. I just want to say I got these two in
Yeah.
Thailand, and I got Dreamer in Thailand because I've always been a dreamer and I was numb, all my trauma and stuff, and I just dreamt a lot. I never knew anything would become reality, but it has. Like most of my dreams
Right.
have come true since last
Right.
year, meeting with Les and everything. And the
Mhm.
balloon was because I work with pre-K. My background is actually in teaching. I teach children. My degree is in
Mhm.
education as well, and people with disabilities. So the balloon was just for the kids and just fun, like, art is art, and whatever anyone's opinion is. But I learned that time that life doesn't have to be so serious. I can get something just for the
Mhm.
joy of it. And I
Yeah.
like that I can do that where you're not attached to something. And I can't say I'm attached to anything or any person anymore, and that's a skill to master. But
Mhm.
I believe because of all my experience and resiliency and trauma has brought me to not be attached in meditation and Sadhguru, of course. And like,
Yeah.
I cannot have this jewelry or anything, but I can't say I would miss something because really I'm attached to myself within, not
Mhm.
anything that's tangible. And that's a skill.
That is a
Like
skill.
it's really a skill.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone can say that. So I'm really proud to say that because it took me a long time to get to that point. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I want to ask you, so do
That's
you
awesome.
meditate? Like what do you do to cope and
Mhm.
advance yourself like on a daily basis?
I do meditate, but I find listening to audiobooks very meditative.
Me
So I may
too.
not. It's not very. Um, people. A lot of people say that they have to have a physical book. They have to touch it, and
Hmm.
they have to. I'm very. I call it. I have squirrel syndrome. My
Hmm.
brain can be in a million different places at one time, but I have to make them all make sense. I have to
Mm.
give the different compartments of my brain something to do. So like even when I'm writing or doing something, I'll have music on in the background, light music. Then I'll have music on in my head, my ears, and my headset, because I can easily cut on and off. So
Mm.
anytime I cut this off to focus on something, I still have the background music playing for to keep that part of my brain occupied while the left side, the right side is back here playing and swaying to the music, while the left brain is right here with the glasses on computing my life. You know, so it's all strategic. You got to be strategic, because if
Wow.
you the thing is, it is self discovery. Once you know what works for you, do that. Don't try to pick up different things that other people are doing. Try it, but if it don't work, soon let it go, and
Hmm.
make sure that you create your own personal cocktail for what works for you, or what gets
Wow.
you in the mood to live your life. And for
Hmm.
me, it's listening to audio books, and while I'm walking, I'm listening to audio books. While I'm driving, I'm listening to audio books. While I work out, I'm listening to audio books. While I meditate, I listen to audio books. When I sleep, I listen to audio books. It's the one I just finished listening to is The Universe Has Your Back. I can't remember the author's name, but it's an audio book that Sadai sent me from YouTube. Because a lot of these books, a lot of people are like, I ain't getting out of, I ain't paying, I don't get no $15 worth a month. Go to YouTube and just type in audio books. There's tons and tons of free content. I Know Why the Cage Bird Sing is on there. Living, Think and Go Rich is on there. Untitled Soul is on there.
Yes.
Learn the Life is a Game and How to Play It is on there. All these amazing contacts
Mhm.
on, and all of these I've listened to within the last month. I listen to like 2 books a week now, and it just
Mm.
feeds my soul and it satisfies my
Mhm.
soul. And it just, because I
Mhm.
constantly see myself thrown in my face, I'm like, oh, that was a good punch. But man, that felt good, because now I don't have to do that anymore. That's one more wall that I have been able to identify. You don't even have, you get to the point where you don't even have to knock walls down anymore. You're like, oh,
Mm.
wow, I built that. Dang, look at that wall. And then just go around it. Don't spend your time trying to knock that wall down. Leave that wall behind. It's just not
Yeah.
your wall anymore. Because this is my advice about it. If you can see it, it's not you.
Mm.
If you can see the wall, it's not you. If you know there's a block, it's obviously not you. That
Wow.
is the first step to letting it go. If you can see it and identify, it's not you. So stop trying to shy from the things that you don't want to see about yourself. The sooner you see them, the sooner you can separate yourself from them. So that's what I've been, that's how I cope with everything. That suicide, it wasn't me. Why? Because it made me unhappy. It made me
Mm.
sad. If anything makes you unhappy or sad, it's
Mm.
not your true nature. It's incongruent with your true spirit. It's incongruent with your alignment. If you're upset about it, if you do not feel good about it, it's not a problem.
Yes.
It's not you.
And one thing I do want to add to the suicide aspect that I said before on another live was, you're not going to be at peace by committing suicide. Your soul will wander, whatever you believe in. But this is Sadhguru's teachings that, your soul is not going to be at peace because you went before your time. Like, you committed
Mm,
crime to your own body and mind and spirit. So when you take yourself out like that, not only do your loved ones suffer, but you believe that you're going to be at peace. And the truth is, from spiritual teachings, that you're not going to be at peace because you committed suicide, which
mm,
is harm to yourself. So it's kind of like
right.
the common sense. How can you be at peace
Mm,
if you just hurt your own body? you know
right.
like, you killed yourself, and the thought
Right.
of that in itself makes me like, that's not something pleasant that I would like to do. And
Right.
yeah, so that's that. I do want to ask you
Yeah.
about your bracelets, all your bracelets. Are they
Okay.
all representing something, or?
No, actually, okay. Before I got this tattoo, I used to wear bracelets just on this wrist all the time. I would have them from here to here. It'd be like 10, 15 bracelets. It was just almost like a badge of honor that I wore
Mm,
over where I wanted to commit suicide. But when I got the tattoo, I'm like, instead of covering up, let me kind of build it a shrine. You know what I mean? To
mm,
honor my choice to live, always live. So now I just love bracelets, to be honest with
mm.
you. And I love stones and I love meaning. So this one, Lori got me. It's a Tibetan prayer bracelet. It's got ivory shells and little bits of turquoise, green and red, blue and red turquoise.
Wow.
This one right here is a chakra bracelet that I bought from Earthbound. I used to work there, and it's got all types of stones. It's got aventurine, tiger's eye,
Wow.
aquamarine, carnelian, onyx. It's got all kinds of stuff on it.
Look at
And then this
you.
one, yeah, and this one right here is Bentley Gems. Shout out to Raymel Bentley.
Shout
Go to
out. Where's mine?
bentleygems.com. But
That's
yeah, you go, girl. And I have a tiny wrist, and he made this. Look how little that is. He made this
yeah.
especially tiny for me. So it has the copper on it and a lot of jasper on it. So this one's
I
amazing too.
have this from Thailand, from Bangkok Airport, I believe. Or
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't know which airport. I just travel so damn much. Anyway,
yeah.
I don't know what these are, but they're brown and like shiny. I actually got this during the time when I was actually
That
pregnant
looks like.
back to the States.
Is it like glittery?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'll send you another
Yeah, I
picture
think
close
that's
up.
jasper. Yeah,
Ooh,
it looks
yeah.
like
I
red
do have
jasper.
green rutile here. I got this from Cold Brew Crystals, and it's real. And I always buy stuff from her,
Yeah,
because it's small, family owned, and they actually cut it
yeah.
down and all that. And each time you purchase, they plant a tree in the world, and we need
Oh
trees. If you
wow,
guys
nice.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Thanks, Jules. He said he wants to add that most public libraries also have free ebooks and audiobooks that you can access on.
Yeah.
There's so many free resources out there. We have no excuse in our generation. Everything is Google.
Right.
Like I Google everything. Um,
Mhm.
like I learned how to tie a tie on YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's another story. So
I
I want
wanted to
to ask.
touch on something you said, if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
yeah, go ahead.
There's one teaching that you're talking about, of Sadhguru,
Yeah.
and I just thought about, the way I took it, which mean it
Mm-hmm.
touched something in me. So I can only come from my perspective. But when we
Mm-hmm.
talk about suicide and we talk about the soul being, that your soul won't be at peace, there's not ever a time where your soul is not at peace, but there are things that in circumstances that we create that our soul
Mm.
isn't experiencing peace. And we just
Ooh,
don't
I
want to
like
be
that.
stuck in a state of not experiencing peace. We are peace at our core. We
Yes.
are ultimate and unadulterated peace. But
Yes.
when we don't allow ourselves to experience that peace, that is discord. And being
Mm,
in committing suicide is just not allowing your soul to experience the peace that it innately has. So
mm.
I
I
feel
like
like
that.
a lot of time, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people connected to their peace. Don't think that you're
Mhm,
ever without peace. Even in a suicidal state, you
mm,
have peace. You Peace is the center ingredient of alignment. That's the most
mhm.
peaceful place you can ever be.
You're just not in tune during that time. That's why you're doing that
Right,
act.
right,
Yeah, and I do remember that. It's you wander until I guess you find your way out, whatever that is. Like, I've never experienced
yeah,
that. They say,
yeah,
the soul wanders, I guess, I don't know, however long, right? Until it goes back to peace again. But it's
mm,
it's just such traumatic, I think, to the body when that happens, that
right,
I don't even know. But I do know his book Death, that where Sadhguru states that we have two souls. Like I never knew that we had two souls, one on the bottom of each foot. That this is only dependent on your own spiritual beliefs and you wanting to read.
right,
Like I've yet to go back to the book, but
mm,
I never knew that. And Sadhguru, like he just knows so much stuff, ancient India and everything. And but we do have to remember, who we learn from and the influence and how it correlates with us and all of that. But I definitely
right,
follow his teachings. um
right,
I'm South Asian myself, and I definitely do believe in the tradition and Sanskrit and everything that is from history. That's just
right,
me.
right. I'll
um
have to read that because I've actually never heard that
death
concept of the two souls.
I read
I would definitely
Karma.
read that.
I took his inner engineering program. I read the book. I started reading Death. I've finished Karma on Audible. He has another book called More or something, I believe. I've yet to get to all of them, but yeah, there's so much great content out there, and he's just he's just brilliant for me. I'm glad that,
Yeah.
he was able to be a lifesaver for my life. He
Right.
really,
Yeah.
like, his teachings like helped me survive, like Bob Marley, him, Les Brown, like certain people. I'm just so glad that they're known on a global scale, because if they weren't, it wouldn't be saving lives. Just imagine
Right.
that. That's why the work we do, and I know you want to create community. So talk
Yes.
about, the global impact you want to leave behind. And I know you had a retreat or an event that happened. Tell us about that
Uh-huh.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. We've so I was telling you, I was talking to my friends when Able to Be Able came
Yeah.
about, and we were talking about the first conference we were going to have that was going to be in 2022. Well, when you allow life to do what life does best, sometimes what we think is our plans, life will give you the booka booka remix of it, and you have to go with it. Just dance with it. Just go ahead and go with it. So
But
things happened the way they did, and just meeting the people that I met, and everybody wanted to get together and meet up. And me and one of my mentors and good friends, Antoinette Marie, were talking about get people together for a leaders link up or whatever. And it just so happened, everybody, not everybody, but most of the people we contacted wanted to do it. Unfortunately, Antoinette Marie couldn't come at the time, but everybody literally came to my house and just hung out and ate pizza in the floor. Like seriously, that's what we did. We hung out on the beach and we hung
yo,
out downstairs in the floor eating pizza. And it was, about it's probably like 10 of us. And from that, I was like, how they say there's three people that we meet. There's the comrade, the confidant, and the what's the other one? Comrade, confidant, and
communicator.
I'll think of it in a
Jules,
minute.
help us
But
out, somebody. All you guys tuning
yeah,
in, help us out. What is the third one,
it's the
please?
confidant, the comrade, and the whatever. But there's this one person, there's someone who is there because they don't like what you don't like. And
Mm.
then there's some people who want to, or about the mission, the mission that you support. But then there's those people who support you.
Ooh.
And though I realize I've met those people that support me. If I got a lot tomorrow and be like, y'all, I got the best idea. I'm gonna start selling fried chicken, and I'm gonna call myself CFK instead of
So good.
KFC. They'd be like, yeah, girl, let's go, let's get it.
Yes.
Because they support
I
me.
agree. I
You
agree.
know.
KFC.
You know what I'm saying? They might roll their eyes, but they roll their eyes in the way thinking what Carrie got going on now. But they know that anything is possible because they've seen it happen in their lives, and they're willing to wait and see if it's going to happen in my life because they're busy doing them, and they don't mind me doing me. They're just support me whatever it is I choose to do. If I fall on my
True
face, they're like,
friend.
"That was a good fall. That was a good fall, girl.
True
That
friends.
was the best fall I ever seen. You better
Who
do it."
has true friends?
Right. And it's okay. And then we laugh about it, we move on, and we try something else. But
I
you
love
never
that.
know if you just, don't try. So why not?
I like that. So yeah, so the conference happened, and what's your goal for,
Hmm.
ATBA? I know you want to do something with the community. Tell us about that.
Yes.
Come do
Well,
it too.
I want to. What's up, Lori? So we are going to do the High
Just
Vibe
send
again
it.
next year. It was a massive success. It was absolutely amazing. But the ultimate goal is really to keep making community, keep networking and
Mm,
having the conversations with people because I really want to spread the word that everybody is able to be able. And like our mission statement says, we plant positive seeds of change on a consistent basis. And that's really all I
wow.
want to do. I want to go be happy. I want to be joyful, and I want to help you do whatever you're doing from a state of love and joy. Period.
Oh,
I don't want you to do anything different. I just want you to be committed to what you're doing and allow ATBA to help you do that. And in that respect, we will become the biggest community center in the world, virtually and physically, because
yeah.
we don't see competition. We only see collaboration. And we want to make sure that the strength of each community start with the strength of each person. So
Oh,
whatever your mission is, whatever you're doing, don't do anything different. Just come and do it with ATBA. Period. And allow us
yay!
to just support you in what you do. Absolutely.
Thank you for
So that is the
supporting
goal.
me. Thank you.
It's my
Arigato.
pleasure.
Arigato. I'm moving to
I
Japan
got
after my degree, girl. I'm going to Japan. I'm
yeah.
going back to Asia after my master's.
Good. Get it. Get it.
I got
I
life
support
for you.
it.
I ain't got no kids. Your girl single. Your girl on fire. This is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna take you back to us in at home. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Oh
ooh,
my
ooh, ooh.
God. You wanna tell people your age?
I'm 42. I'm 42 and I'm
Ooh.
proud to be 42.
I wonder if
Absolutely.
Jules, if you're listening, like, do you think she was 42? Wow. It's all the natural products. Tell people what you've been using on your skin.
Okay, so the first thing that I was using was potatoes. So I'll put it in the comments. Y'all don't have to do it if you don't want to. But if you want the glow,
Rub a potato on your face. A
what about
strong
your face?
potato.
But literally, you just get organic Idaho, just russet
Wow.
potatoes, and you cut them in slices if you want, and you can use that slice each day. Just rub it on your face, let it dry
Wow.
10 to 15 minutes,
How's my
and
skin?
your skin is perfect. I love your skin. Your skin is
Woo!
amazing. Got
Yes.
that
You
glow,
know
girl.
what? This ain't sponsored. Shout out to
Get a
Mad
shot.
Hippie. Mad Hippie. Sponsor
Okay.
me. Sponsor the skin. I'm gonna upload this.
Look,
I'm gonna
look,
tag you,
plug.
Mad Hippie. Vegan products made from fruits. It's my microdermabrasion.
Look at you.
Facial. Embrasion
You
facial.
better,
I don't know
you
how to
better
say
get
it.
that sponsor, girl. You better get that sponsor. Look, okay, so the other thing is 4
He thought
ingredients.
he was
Honey.
24. He thought he was
Look,
24.
honey. 24. Turn it around. Turn it around.
Turn it
42.
around.
42.
Honey. You put honey on your face?
Honey, lemon, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And you make it into a
Wow.
paste. And you put it on every day, leave it on for about 30 minutes, and then just get in the shower and wash it off and go on about your business. It's good for any scars too. You can use it anywhere on your body. I put that video too.
Mhm.
But it helps
My
literally.
Girl, my stretch marks are long gone. Those shoes faded. Like, I don't even pay attention. I'm a grown woman. Ain't nobody got time for that. I used to stress that.
Yeah.
I used to be like, oh God, no. He's gonna see me. Boy, you better take everything off. I don't got time. I'm fucking 29 years old, about to be. I don't got time for this. I don't got no shame.
Oh
Even
God.
hair and all. Hair and all. Okay, ain't no shaming happening.
Okay.
How you think I got pregnant? How
Okay.
you think I got pregnant? This is a whole nother story. Anyway.
Look, I'm
Yo,
gonna have to interview you again.
what'd you say?
Oh shoot! I said I'm
What's
gonna have to interview
funny?
you again.
Yo,
You
this
said
is
that's
so
a whole nother
funny.
story.
Oh my
Oh
God. All
man,
right. Well, it was great having you on today. It was great. It was
it told
great.
you it's gonna be my pleasure.
It's so fun. You want to leave people with a message?
Yeah,
Mm.
spend more time with you than you spend with anybody else. Spend more time
Oh,
talking to you than you spend talking to anyone else. Spend more time pleasing you than you do pleasing anybody else. Spend more time taking care of you than you do anybody else. Spend more time laughing at you than you do anybody else. Spend more time loving you than you do anybody else. It starts with you, and from the point of view is how you interact with anyone else. If you ever see anything in anyone that bothers you or rubs you the wrong way or makes you upset or make you sad, use that as a mirror to figure out what it was inside of you that made you feel that way. It has nothing to do with anyone else. Spend more time researching you than you do researching anything else.
I love that. And laughing with somebody. This was fun. We laughed.
Yes.
And now we leaving. So peace.
Yeah.
People. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chat Together. We the best. This is the best ending ever.